Holy Toledo. Look how beautiful this thing is. Look how beautiful it is. I lost of words. I'm ecstatic. Castle Mountain. Look how beautiful that is. Fractureless. It's hard to get the footage that you really need. We'll go over to its sister. Again, the shadows are just killer. Look at that thing. Oh, 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 I'm here again. Been out getting in the sun. My whiskers keep getting darker when I'm in the sun. Anyway, how's everybody? What the hell do I got that in a hand for? What a waste of... I like my laundry bag. Laundry bag is good. So, on this is going to be the actual third day when we've been up to Castle Mountain. And we're tired. We're tired. Like I said, old G, he's 40, I'm 39. And you could tell a little bit on the footage to come. But we're going to cut a few very nice nodules to keep those click monsters entertained. So please sit back, sip on a pop, whatever beverage you prefer, and enjoy the video. And for all you nice subscribers, we may not have a ton of subscribers. We definitely got more than mom and pop. But the subscribers at the Evolution that seems to be attracting are very wonderful people. And the viewing hours is fantastic. Remember, I watch the analytics. And a lot of you think that me being a little bit more silly is actually a pretty good thing. I can be silly. A little bit more than I get more likes than if I'm Mr. Professor know-it-all kind of a thing. Because I sure don't know it all. Nobody knows it all. So anyway, sit back and relax and have fun. Enjoy this video. Third day on the Evolution. We're getting ready. You recognize that guy, or do I have to pull the screen back? That is Old G Knoll. And today, there'll be a little more in-depth talk on the proper gar filling techniques. Because we caught him red-handed. He has got one of my rocks in his pile. And like you said, what's the saying, bud?
If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
So anyway, hey, welcome aboard. Let's go see if we can find us some beautiful large monster nodules. That you want the buddy system. You want two vehicles. You got to be smart. You don't want to be cleaned back in the middle of nothing and only have one vehicle. So we've been staging the one red 4-wheeler, and then we got the mule here / razor. All right, well, we're here. They said 2 vessels. You get back in here far enough, you're asking for a damn hard walk. We always have emergency equipment, lots of water. There's lots of water on these vehicles. And you know what, my friend, I hate to say it, the lottery winner, we've been a long ways with llamas. You know, but he's 40 and I'm 39, but Castle Rock, that is where we're going. But this is way better than what we was situated yesterday on, so we can't ask for much better. It's steep, it's big, but we know there's some treasures on Castle Rock. Hang in there. Please subscribe. We're gaining ground on Castle Mountain. Yes, we're backtracking a little bit. But I just discovered that. Now that is a pretty decent piece of petrified wood, and it just keeping going here. So that one might be a damn fine find here. Oh, let's break it loose a little quick. That ain't bad. That's a partial round right there. Get the sun. That's a nice piece. And you know what? Haven't got to that, but I'd love, that one's real close. Good quality. So, indirectly, we have stumbled upon some of the best petrified wood area that I have located on the Evolution. And we have monster nodules. So, you never know. Said backtrack, but I spotted this one just sitting there shining itself, and I like it because it was not overly exposed, so it didn't get completely destroyed. That could easily have been a big round. But I'll go ahead, do a little bit more excavating in the area, and I'm going to X marks the spot on this because it would be really neat if it had a friend underneath here somewhere. So, that's quite a start. Okay, remember how we talked about Garfielding? He comes up, I've been filming that piece right there, and then he goes and he spots that. Well, show it. Okay? It's a really nice round. Very close to being round. It's got blue opal in it. Here's the hole I was digging. That's where that came from right there. That is a master of Garfield.
You aren't cheating, you ain't trying.
Gosh! Now, sorry for the shadows, but just above where Brad found his, I seen that peeking. And you see how big, that's a stump of petrified wood of some kind. And I've been digging on that for a while, and I kind of want to do a little bit of a surgical procedure on that. So I think what I'm going to do is I've X marked the spot. Noel, he's up there. We're going to go to the land of the large nodules, and then I'm going to come back, and when we're resting, packing our material, then I'm going to get this thing out of here. Now, to spice things up, because you can see we're tired, we let the dogs out. Old G was telling me that I needed a body shave. That's just like a very skinny person telling a heavy-set person how to lose weight. He doesn't have a hair on his body. Well, I don't seem to have the same situation going on. But we're going to cut these two nodules. You can see this one's nice. Sizable, very sizable. And this one is a little bit more britchiated. And just scared of this old Castle Mountain because she throws a lot of quartz. So we'll see what in the world these turn out to be. Now I'll say we are awful tired. But here's a couple of, like I said, those nodules off of Castle Mountain. This one was so close. But it's got that damn big fracture. It comes up from the bottom. Oh, but it was so... Look at the violets. Look at the floating fortification within that. It was so dang close. Oh, I just hate that. But hey, it's a nice nodule. It's huge. It's got fortifications. We'll get its sister out here. so we can look at them. So I'll try to get a little closer. Pretty dang tough. There we are. Man, this foam, man, when foam gets close, it jumps. But it's got definitely some beautification. It definitely is not just a quartz bomb, but that's a pretty nice nodule. Okay, then we'll grab this one. This is a little bit of foreshadowing. I'll have a little bit in here of the last trip. Remember, we went for another 3-day expedition up to the Challis Volcanics. And we attacked where? Smiley on the first day. And you wait to see the petrified wood that was discovered at, I would say, nearly 10,000 feet. Absolutely amazing material. And we really get rambunctious with our we pushed it to the limit, because as you press on, you're getting in better condition and you're willing to reach out even further. So the evolution is constantly evolving. And by gosh, these little pop in. Another one of the days of the Challis Volcanics is, I do believe I have officially found a thunder egg bed. This is what I would call kind of a similar, it's a thunder eggish. It's got a lot of matrix mixed in with the mineralization, but definitely a pretty, it's got that area right here on the tip that's not very good. But by gosh, that is a prettier stone. And hey, hang in there. By gosh, we are looking rough, hairy, sweaty, spitty, probably a little assy. But we're tired, and hang in there. Like I said, I got a lot more juice under the hood right now than I did on that third day. Well, we have made it. And 3 days going feral. But our theory, this is all just theory in the evolution, is that, and I do believe in 1985, we had, it's a 5.6 or a 5.8 magnitude earthquake in the Challis area. And the epicenter was very close, I do believe, it was around Mount Boar and Leatherman Peak. And in Idaho Falls, we felt it, and we actually seen natural wildlife doing weird things and stuff like that. So it shook the walls. That's the only one I've ever experienced. Well, we're not very far from the epicenter. Okay. And our theory is these nodules that we're trying to locate here today, and we located yesterday, it had a mini avalanche, and it took this igneous intrusion, Castle Mountain here, and it formed a mini avalanche, which created these big boulders that come down, but they only went so far and then stopped. So from the avalanche, the farthest that we found one of those large nodules was approximately, I would say, about 300 yards downhill. When you got further down the hill, you found none of it. So that's our theory, and we're gonna stick to it because it makes a lot of sense, because I've never found these material like this before. I'd find a few little floats in the hard rock slides, but nothing that we've been locating as of recently. So anyway, hang in there. By gosh, we're going to have fun today. As you can see, the rock shell that's around here, I'm trying to find a deposit. You know, we're trying to find some different materials so we can kind of go through it. But there's old G. It's good. You're doing something like this, you don't want to have, I mean, I could bump a rock at any time and it could come just a tumbling down. So he's doing the right thing, not being completely below me. I went up through this chute right over here, and it's just loose debris everywhere. So it definitely has gotten tougher. But you know, there is tons and tons of material that is avalanched off of this Castle Rock, that those great big monster nodulars, I know it's nodule, but I like saying nodulars, that they come from. So we can't deny it, but we only found that one big green one. So anyway, stay tuned. She's good. Well, we're clicking along. It's been pretty slow. It's amazing how great big rock slide like this, and it shows just how your eyes will focus, bang, you know, on the ones that are easy. Well, now I'm kind of looking around. Old G went around the face of the backhand side face, and I am over here. Well, I really like that big green nodule, and I don't know what the heck's going to be in there. But said you endeavor to persevere, try not to backtrack. Even though backtracking, remember, we still got that petrified wood to play with. And that's going to be so. We have a interesting problem. That is trying to decide exactly what we can do to stay within the limit. Pseudo-claim on Castle Mountain with these monster nodules is just, it's a one of a kind. I doubt if I'll ever see something like this again. Never know. The evolution just keeps, it evolves. It just keeps finding more and better deposits. It just keeps going. As long as that's there, as long as I can keep trugging around, it's just a wealth of knowledge. And then I really, my whole goal is to eventually challenge myself into some very strange area and see if I can do it. I would bet on me, not to be conceited, but I would bet on me because I'm not afraid of getting dirty. So I want to show you what I dislocated. So I was filming or looking around, and I'm generally on the rock slide. It's kind of a little bit out of the hot zone. But this is where I found the big, down below here is where I actually found the big green one. Now, I'm going to film just basically generally eyes, just kind of looking around. But this is the reason why it's so fun. Because you're sitting there and you're kind of walking through all this. And I mean, you can fall down and bust your butt anytime. So it's very hazardous to try to do by yourself. Because chances are you're going to try to get hurt. And we do everything we can to be responsible. But anyway, I filmed where there's two large nodules in that material. Just what I filmed. And I'm going to show you just how your eyes just, oh. So the first thing you really key in on, for the most part, on a nodule, is you see most of it has square edges. Unless it's a seam agate of some kind, it does not have square edges. But then all of a sudden you see this goose egg sitting here. And you're like, oh my gosh, well look. It's a great big nodule full of malachite. It's exactly, look how big that thing is. And, okay, so here's my rock camera. So when these things get revealed, I mean, you can see my hand. I mean, I have never found any. Here's that big old girl. It barely fits in the saw, but we're going to cut that lengthwise. So that could be pretty damn interesting. Hang on there, click monsters. Well, I sure was excited when I found this. So let's see if my excitement was justified. It has some malachite, possible green jasper on the very tip. And then we cut it. Oh, it's a big son of a gun. And then we'll look at it. Well, it's definitely not like that big banger right there. But it's got its own charm. It's not what I was hoping for. I just, just a little bit concerned with Castle Mountain. We're going to have a big Monster Agate cutting party. We'll see, but I was dang concerned about that dang quartz getting too invasive. Well, that's exactly what I keep seeing. There's just too much quartz. Pretty in its own way, but it's definitely it's interesting. Let's see, we can go into the balls. Oh, pop out. But anyway, too much quartz. So interesting, but a little disappointing. You can see my hand. I mean, I have never found anything hardly ever any close. So while I was looking there and seeing that one, well, look around. Okay, you got square, square, square. You got a little trace over here. Square, 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 square. Now there's mud bombs. Now mud bombs get formed very similar. They just don't get filled full of any type of a nice mineral. I haven't even messed with this, but as you take the lesson that I am trying to teach here, is this one right here. I haven't even touched this one. But, you see the difference. Now you can see the chalcedonium poking out. And there's that big girl. See what she has. Let's see how the phone does there. And voila. Don't be rolling off into the thing to Australia. Well, gosh, dang, Castle Mountain. We've got one banger so far. The rest of them, this is solid, no fractures. Gosh, dang, trying to do floating fortifications. But you know what? It's just makes me a little bit ornery on the TV. But that quartz is just haunting that Castle Mountain. When you zero in, well, look at the rind, look at everything. It just looks like it's just blending in. Now this one here is what I would call a mud bomb. If you notice, it's different. It's got some round edges, but nothing like that or like that. So you just sit back. So it's like it's a wonderful time and an experience to locate something that you had no flying clue that it was there, hence the Nurim pseudo-claim. Well, we'll get together, but hopefully that kind of showed you a little lesson there. It's a little bit of a peekaboo. And you know what? I surely did a face pump, or a fist pump, excuse me, when I spotted the first one, and a double pump on the second, because I knew without even moving it that it was another big, large nodule. Boo! Now, click monsters, are you still there? Because that'll be damn, I'll be damn ass proud. Well, old G Noel, this is just a kind of like a little foreshadowing for the things to come in the evolution. We basically went up and did another 3-day expedition, and it just keeps getting better and better. We found some beautiful, beautiful petrified wood. It just keeps on going. I said, I joke around and say, eventually we might find the ark if we just keep going. We just keep going deeper and deeper and deeper. And I even got a spot, okay? But my dumbass didn't realize that my top-of-the-line Apple phone that I've got now works beautifully. I tested it out. We was in the middle of nowhere, and I was able to text to Idaho Falls. They knew basically I could tell them exactly where I was at, text, communicate. Works beautiful, beautiful. So, you know, producers of, Garmin and all that, well, you better watch out because some smartphones are after you. So anyway, but you check out these videos, and I surely appreciate everything that everybody's doing. And I shall try not to disappoint. I bend, but I still have my core principles. My core principles is, yes, I can be squirrely, but you kind of get in what you want to put in to hounding, rock hunting, hunter-gatherers, not hunter-gatherers. You basically, the sky's the limit. And we just got to be protective, keep people from put a bunch of claims on public land that should not be there. I haven't mentioned that for a while, but I still strongly against that. That is not right. All of us, it doesn't matter who, should have the right to go and do some general gathering of a few things. So, hey, take care. Thank you so very much, and I won't let you down. We're going to go down and get down to the razor, and it shouldn't be too bad. It's all downhill, and it's not loose dirt. So, anyway, thank you so very much. And well, we made her down. We decided not to extract the petrified wood. I think we've hit capacity. So we definitely have a adventure to try to find some of that petrified wood. So, whoo, 3rd day down. That's one last look at Castle